It's finally finals time in the TSL, and we're pumped after the Daniel Gill last night, and I'm joined by Adam Bad Boy Smith. Adam, what a great win last night, and finally finals coming up.
Yes, you've done well to get here, mate, after a more than midnight filing your story, so I'm glad that you made it. And look, now the boxing's behind us and we can get ready for a big weekend in footy.
And before we touch on the finals though, loss of another coach in the TSL.
Yeah, 15th in 3 seasons, North Launceston. You know, it's 3 in 3 years for them. Jeff Dunn, I think he cited personal and family reasons. It's, again, not a good look. You know, I don't know what's going on up there. They seem to have 1 year and then they've had enough, so it'll be interesting to see who they appoint for 2012.
And there's a little bit of talk about should it be a full-time role. Maybe that's a way that we can get a coach in there for longer than 1 season.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's been an ongoing issue, hasn't it, that we've spoken about a little bit. There was a press conference this morning and we asked Lance Spalding about it. He had a few interesting points. He, of course, joined North Hobart, and this is what he had to say.
You can have fantastic support staff, but at the end of the day, it's an all-consuming thing. You're thinking about it all the time. You very rarely get any downtime because it's important. If we're going to take the competition forward, I think perhaps some form of full-time involvement will be coming.
And Clarence have made some big ins for the final against Burnie this weekend.
Yeah, five big ins. You'd normally say 5 changes wouldn't be real nice going into a final, but you look at who they've got: Alex Gilmore, Greg Sharman, Tommy Balcom, Adam Green and Mitch Williamson. They're full back and they're full forward, and a bloke who's played AFL footy and 2 class on ballers. It's they'll be at full strength, and you know Burnie will have their work cut out.
So you think this just swings it into Clarence's favour?
You'd have to say so. I mean, they haven't been in good form, have they? You know, we've seen them last week. You saw them last week. They got done. The week before, they weren't overly impressive against Lauderdale, but they've been there and done it. They've been waiting for finals football. It's finally arrived, and I think we'll see the true Clarence stand up this week.
Well, Brett Gavin's been saying all along it's going to be different come finals and different when they got their full strength team in. They've got no excuses now.
No, they don't, and you know, he said to this morning that yes, they'd like to think they can just flick a switch as they've done in the past. You know, maybe the league's getting a bit better, and you know, they've got some key matchups they'll have to take care of. But you know, they've been there and done it, and that's the big thing. Burnie obviously made the you know, the prelim a couple of years ago, but a whole new bunch now, and it'll be interesting to see how they stack up.
One advantage that Burnie might have is in the tools department.
Yes, well, I think Andy Lee took 18 marks against Glenorchy last week, and Jason Laycock's been the premier ruckman of the competition and can go forward and kick goals. So Clarence can match them when they go forward. You know, they've got Sharman and Brendan Savage, but in the middle of the ground's where it's going to be interesting, I think.
Are they going to set up differently to, I mean, obviously Jason Laycock's going to get his hand on the ball first most times. Are Clarence going to combat that differently? Yeah,
I think so. Brett Gapin touched on this morning. We'll have a listen in a second to what he had to say, but he sort of cited the big 211 Aaron Sanderlands and how teams sort of combat him, and this is what Brett said this morning at the press conference.
Obviously in the AFL against Sanderlands, you know, clubs try the 3rd man up, so we might try that at different times, but you know, we've got a pretty good midfield ourselves, and I think why he hit, obviously he's going to win most taps, same as probably Sanderlands. How we go to advantage, I think his is about 10%, so it's not well, it is an advantage, and you love to have him on your side. The clean ones you get are pretty minimal, so look, we'll set up defensively. Our guys will go man on man, because I reckon the guys in there can, you know, win their one-on-one contest.
And of course the elimination final on Sunday at North Hobart Oval, Glenorchy and North Hobart. North Hobart coming off a great win, Glenorchy coming off a pretty dismal loss last weekend.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, isn't it? They played only a couple of weeks ago and Glenorchy got over the line in a tight one out there, but at the confines of North Hobart Oval, you think it might suit the Demons. Glenorchy like to have that run and carry and spread, and you know, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. You know, North Hobart have the bigger bodies, Glenorchy have got a couple, but I do think they rely more on a free-flowing ground, and I wouldn't surprise me if North Hobart get over the line there.
And we talked about Clarence's ins, but Glenorchy got a couple of big ins as well, and their co-captain John Bowring and Jimmy Webster's off to the AFL Draft Combine.
Yes, well, John Bowring's the reigning best and fairest, I think, isn't he? Or if not, certainly won it the first year. So he's such an important ingredient. You know, he can play pretty much all over the ground. He can kick goals. He can go into the midfield. So he's another cog that they have. And Jimmy Webster, if he actually gets up, I think there's a bit of doubt over him whether he actually will come in or not. But he, you know, 2 important ins. North Hobart look fairly settled, and you know, it should be a ripping contest.
Well, Bad Boy, thanks very much for your thoughts, and remember, for all your TSL stories, pick up your copy of the Mercury or go to the Mercury online.